Hello, my dear students. Welcome to your biology class. Today, we are going to start a very interesting chapter, that is the fundamental unit of life, that is cell. So, in this particular video, we are going to see introduction of this chapter, that what cell is, and the cell is structural and fundamental unit of life, how it is structural as well as fundamental units. Then we'll see about microscope and then microscopy, and after the end of the chapter we are going to see assignment. Okay, so what is told by this George Henry Lewis was, a cell is regarded as true biological atom. Why this is a true biological atom? Because you know that for building of our body we need a brick like structure, or what, like brick is required to make any house or any construction you want to make. So for that you need some building blocks. So at the same time, for making our body, whether it is human body, animal body, or any plant's body, so for each and everything we need cell. Okay, so that's why cell is regarded as true biological atom. So this is introduction. Let's see something else about cell, how it is going to be structural and functional unit of life. Okay, so the cell is structural unit of life. How we are going to prove it? So you know that many cells come together to form a tissue, and tissues collectively forms organs. Okay, and thus every organ in our body is made up of hundreds of thousands of cells. You know the hierarchy of our body, okay, development. So cell makes tissues, makes organs, organ makes organ system, and this organ system finally it makes what, our body. So that's why it proves that cell is structural unit of life. So now next thing, how it is going to be the functional unit of life. So any function performed by an organism is the outcome of the activity of a cell. Okay, and a cell can exist independently on its own and perform all types of life process. So these lines are there to prove that cell is structural as well as functional unit of life. So hope now you are clear about how this cell is structural as well as functional unit of life. So now what is microscope and how it is helpful in study of the cell? Okay, so you know that previous world was not aware about, like previous scientific world you can say was not aware about, like there are some certain organisms which are present in our in our surrounding, but they were not visible. So the invention of microscope helped the discovery of the cell. So because cell is very small thing, and most of the time it is not visible with naked eyes if you want to see single cell. Okay, so the cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665, and Robert Hooke with his primitive microscope he tried out with cork. Cork is like he observed a thin slice of cork. Like what is cork? A substance obtained from the bark of a tree. So under his compound microscope, or you can say light microscope. So he discovered, he made one microscope. So with the help of that microscope, he was able to see that that bee heaps like structure. Okay, so he observed large number of compartments joined together in a honeycomb like structure. Okay, honeycomb like structure. Okay, so Robert Hooke named these compartment as cell. So why he gave the name cell? Because this word belongs to the Latin word that is known as cella. Okay, and this cella means compartment or a little room. So that's why this Robert Hooke gave the name cell. Cell means compartment or a little room. Okay, just we need to understand. So that was the reason he gave the name cell. So now what is microscope? As I told you that with the help of microscope, now it is possible to see even a very minute organism or substance. Okay, so the microscope is a laboratory instrument used to examine objects that are too small to be seen by the naked eyes. So the word, again this word has come from Greek word micros, means small, and scopine means to look or see. So with the help of that instrument, or you can say the instrument which helps us in seeing small organisms or small substances is known as microscope. Okay, and the technique or you can the science of investigating small objects and structure using a microscope is known as microscopy. So what you can say, microscopy is a technique by the help of that, or with the help of that we are able to see small object or structure which are not visible by our naked eyes. So this is known as microscopy. And whom you are going to say this is microscopic? So all the things which are not visible by what? By naked eyes. Okay, so if we use something, if we use microscope to see something, then that particular thing will be termed as microscopic in nature. Clear? So what is microscopy, what is microscopic, and what is microscope? So these were the basic things. So let's see a bit history about like when microscope was discovered and how. So in 1590, two Dutch spectacle makers, that father and son, okay, Hans and Zacharias Janssen, created the first microscope. See the age, see the date, means before Robert Hooke. Okay, so that was not very much popular, and it was not with Robert Hooke. So that's why when Robert Hooke came into existence, so he wrote one book. Which book? The name was, that book was Micrographia, and he wrote that book in 1667, and he discovered the cell into in 1665. So after discovery of the cell, or after his studies, he wrote one book that is known as Micrographia, and in that particular book he gave information about all the things which he discovered with the help of his microscope. Then what happened later on? Anton von Leeuwenhoek. So Leeuwenhoek was the first person who observed a bacteria, or you can say the living cell. So Robert Hooke observed cell which was dead. So cork cell was dead, bark of the tree, it was dead. So he observed cell but it was dead, and the first live cell was observed by Leeuwenhoek. Okay, and he is also known as father of microscopy. Okay, father of microscopy. If someone asks you who is the father of microscopy, so you can say Leeuwenhoek is father of microscopy. And who wrote this famous book Micrographia? You have to say that Micrographia was written by Robert Hooke. Okay, Then Ruska and Knoll, they were the first to discover, or you can say to construct very important thing that is known as electron microscope, and this was the first transmission electron microscope. It is known as TEM in 1931, and for that Ruska was awarded what? Nobel Prize for Physics. See the date, 1968, sorry, 86. This was the time. So he discovered in 1931 and got Nobel Prize after a long time, that is 1986. So it was very important discovery, and with the help of that transmission electron microscope, it was possible to see in a much better, you can say much better way. So that's why we are able to get ultra structure of any particular molecule, or you can say cell. Okay, so the light microscope, or you can say compound microscope, is an instrument for visualizing fine details of an object. Why we are going in deep about microscopes? Because just for starting or making a building, we need to have some base. So that's why I am giving you some base. Okay, need not to worry about that. आपको ये नहीं सोचना कि हम बायोलॉजी में इतना ज़्यादा माइक्रोस्कोप के बारे में क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं, बिकॉज जब आप घर बनाने जाते हो तो आपको एक अच्छा फाउंडेशन की ज़रूरत होती है. वो फाउंडेशन दिखता नहीं है घर के बाहर, लेकिन वो घर कितना मजबूत होगा वो उसके फाउंडेशन पे ही डिपेंड करता है. तो आपको ये चैप्टर शुरू करना है और पूरी बायोलॉजी पढ़नी है, तो अगर आपका फाउंडेशन मजबूत रहेगा तो देयर इज़ गारंटी दैट योर नॉलेज विल बी मच बेटर इन द फ्यूचर. ओके, तो इस बात को ध्यान रखना है, इसलिए घबराना नहीं है, पढ़ते हुए चलना है. जो चीज़ आपको समझ में आए अच्छी बात है, जो चीज़ समझ में नहीं आई उसको हम लाइव क्लास में डिस्कस कर लेंगे. ओके, so it does this by creating what? Magnified image through the use of a series of glass lens. I have told you that there are two lenses. One is objective lens and second one is what? You know that it was eyepiece. So it is first is focused towards the object, like what you want to see, and then ocular lens is there where you are putting your eyes to see that particular object. Okay, so in the majority of light microscope, the image is viewed directly through the binocular or eyepieces. What is happening? We are putting our eyes to see that particular magnified image. Okay, and inside, that's why this is known as compound microscope. Okay, and what is the magnification range? Magnification range is it start 10x to 1500 to even nowadays you can see even you can go for nearly 2000x time. Okay, so you even in that here you can write like here, just if you follow this one, so we can go for 2000x, we can write in another way. Okay, if we put here, so 2000 time, so nowadays it is possible. So previously it was nearly 1000, now you can 2000, and what is resolving power is 0.2 millimicron, depending on the types of numerical aperture. Okay, so it depends which kind of microscope or light microscope you are using. So here you can see what actually this light microscope is. So I have told you already how it is visible. So here is the eyepiece and here is the objective lens. Here you can turn and you can adjust with your required focus, whether it is 10x, 25x, 100x, so whatever is required for you. This one is stage where we put slides. This is the base and condenser, and from here we can turn it, okay, if it is required. This is fine adjustment and this is coarse adjustment. यहाँ से थोड़ा थोड़ा एडजस्ट कर सकते हैं और यहाँ से पूरा ऊपर नीचे किया जा सकता है जैसी आपकी ज़रूरत हो. ओके, तो दिस इज द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ सिंपल लाइट माइक्रोस्कोप. ओके, यहाँ पे जो आप लाइट का सोर्स देख रहे हो ये सिंपल सनलाइट या आपके बाहर से जो भी प्रकाश आता है. ओके, तो जो भी लेकिन यहाँ पे कोई अंदर से इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइस फिट नहीं की गई है जो कि लाइट प्रोड्यूस करे. सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज़ सिंपल लाइट माइक्रोस्कोप. ओके, and now we are moving towards, there are variety of compound microscope like phase microscope, phase contrast microscope. तो उसके बारे में अभी हम बात नहीं करने वाले हैं, सीधा हम आते हैं इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोपी पे. सो द एनर्जी सोर्स, नाउ द चेंज इज देयर. यहाँ पे क्या था, एनर्जी सोर्स वाज लाइट, सिंपल लाइट. ओके, एंड नाउ हियर एनर्जी सोर्स इज बीम ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन. एंड यू नो दैट why they are highly efficient, because the wavelength is very short. Wavelength of what, these electrons, okay, is very short and there it varies in light, simple light microscope it varies. Okay, then viruses and some large molecules can be seen with this instrument. Very small things will be in a very large view. Okay, so how it happens, like electron travels in a vacuum to avoid the contact of deflecting air molecules and magnets focus the beam on the object to be viewed. Okay, an image is created on a monitor and viewed by the technologist. Okay, so what is the magnification power? Around 2 million times, and as the invention goes on it is increasing day by day. Okay, so you just try to see, in light microscope it was what, it was maximum, you say it was maximally how much, around 2000 x, 2000 time, around 2000 time, but here you can see 2 million. So see the difference, why we are though it is very costly and it is difficult to install everywhere, but with the help of these electron microscopes we are able to get a very clear structure. So that transmission electron microscope is traditional form of electron microscope. Okay, and it looks like this. Here you can see the monitor is attached with that, so that's why whatever is put here is seen here. Okay, and these are the things like how electron comes from here, from electron guns, and how we are getting the image on this particular screen, and it is visible here on monitor, and we are putting sample here. So in that way this is the function of simple electron microscope, like you can say this transmission electron microscope. Now another one is a scanning electron microscope, and you know that this is the microscope which gives lesser magnification compared to the transmission microscope, but it gives 3D view, 3-dimensional views. That's why this is quite better. So if we need only magnification, then we go for transmission electron microscope. If we need something more, or you can say 3-dimensional views, then we go for scanning electron microscope. Okay, so here you can see how this scanning electron microscope looks like. So again the structure is more or less same, but quite difference is there, and here again it is attached with the monitor, so that's why we are able to get this 3D view, and here is the stage and where we are putting a specimen. So this is the structure of scanning electron microscope. Okay, that's all for this video. So what you have to do, make notes and try to make diagrams also. Now you have to tell me, why do you feel that knowing deep structural detail of any material or cell is important? Why do you feel? Write your views about this. Okay, so these are the things, these are the resources. Thank you, thanks for watching. जय हिंद,